Hello and welcome back to the Brave Souls. Thank you again for tuning in. And today we're talking about Pyrofarming, in this case part 2.2, the tree. The last episode I talked about the composter. Now we're going to talk about the skill tree and the skill tree upgrades and what you can do and what the best thing is to choose. And this is my opinion. Other opinions can be of course different. And it depends on where your base is, and I will explain that in a moment. The Pyro tree, the skill tree, it will itself look like this when you start, without this composter here. So when you place it down, it will look like this. It's a pretty regular tree with, in this case, an archive in front of it, but we placed it composters next to it, and in this case I placed a dropper next to it because I used the dropper for the bones. So it's all close by, but the tree itself looks, in this case, without the composter. And let me remove this one for a sec so you can see, and it will look like this. So the first tree will look like this, a small tree, and once you're starting upgrading, my tree is already on skill 3, and I will show you that in a second. That's why it's bigger than this first tree, and this is how it will look once you progress. So you will go to this. But what can you do, and what is the best thing to do, in my opinion? You start with clicking on, in this case, on this table over here, what is attached to the tree. You will click it, and then you come in this farming skill menu. You have to choose where you place your upgrades, because when you do all your planting, in this case, when you put your plants in your grow station, they will produce, in this case, some Elysium. And that is what you need to make all your upgrades and all your payments for your upgrades. With some upgrades, in this case the upgrading of the tree, you need additional things. But we will start with upgrading, by example, more grow stations. This is the first thing you will be able to do, is to add more grow stations that you are allowed to place and that you then can use. And I can show you that here. When I go to farm menu and I will hover over my own skill, then you can see, by example, and I'm level 74, my current XP and how much Elysium I have at the moment. That's 210,000 I saved up, and how many grow stations you have and are allowed to have, and the same is for the bushes. I have 20 from 20, and I have for bushes I have 15 from 15. How can you make more? Now, once you have acquired some Elysium, and you put, of course, the skill tree already down, then you are be able to, by example, press here on this icon. It will start on 0 of 5, and once you press it once, you are allowed to place one extra grow station where at the moment you want to place it. If it's in the end or in the nether or at your own home where you want to grow your plants, you can place it down. And you can upgrade it to a max of 5. And once this is filled up, you're allowed to choose another direction. You can see the arrows here. Then you are allowed to go up or to the left or to the right. And it's a choice that you make what you want to upgrade. Once I filled this ones up, I choose, in this case, for the right, because it's better tanks, that the grow station itself has a higher water capacity, and that means you can put more water in there. So once you, by example, stand AFK for a few hours, the grow stations itself won't really go out of water, so you can do it a lot longer. If I can show you here, my grow stations have a capacity of 43,000 of water. And if you grow a long plant like this frost sole that has a lot of cycles that it will go through, then a lot of water is very nice to have. And when you combine it with water upgrades, you can easily maintain this. I will show you that in the next video for the grow stations itself. But I choose for better tanks. I upgraded this to the fully. It's 12 from 12. And you're allowed to make choices if you go up or to the right. I did both because I already leveled a little bit. Once you start, you need to make your choices where you put your Elysium. Once you have acquired more Elysium, or you're a little bit further down the line with your Pyrofarming, you can even do, by example, this one that is rainfill. I have it within the base at the moment. There's a roof over it. So the rainfill itself don't do anything for us, but once you place your pots outside, by example in a cold forest, because you need to grow some cold plants, then if it starts to rain, it will fill up your grow stations a little bit. So that will help with maintaining your water in the grow stations. And you can also do overflow. That is a nice one to have, because once you give one grow station, by example this one, you give it water, there's a chance that it will overflow a little bit, that it will go in here. So you have to put less water in every grow station, because the overflow will help you fill it up. If you make your choices to the right, then at a certain point it will stop, because you need to upgrade your tree. I will come to that in a moment, but let's first look to the left. In the left you can make some extra options if you want some more XP from harvesting plants. I have that at the moment on 3 of 5, because it's choices where you put your Elysium. And I wanted to give 15% more Elysium from harvesting plants in grow station. So my Elysium will go in long term a lot faster. I put 5 of 5 in this. Once you have acquired this, you're allowed to go to other spots. But I stopped on this part here, because once you want to go up, your skill tree has to be level 2. So you need to upgrade your skill tree. How do you do that? If you have a skill tree of level 1 and you will hover over this nether star that you see here, you will see the requirements to go to level 2. And once you have reached level 2, you will see the requirements that you need for level 3. At the moment I am level 3, and the requirements to go to level 4, you can see right now what I need. I need to be at least a minimum of level 95. Now I'm not nearly there yet. I'm not even level 80 yet. So that will take some time, but that's no problem. You just keep on putting plants in your grow stations and farm your bushes. You will reach that level. And you need at least storage of 200,000 Elysium, and you need some plant parts. In this case the Abyssal Dreamweaver and some Radiant Gloom Spuds, and from both of them 2. Once you have those 2 in your inventory and you have level 95 and you have the 200,000 Elysium, you're allowed to upgrade to level 4. I'm not sure if the tree will grow again, but I will see when I come to that. But once you have reached, in this case for you guys, that you go from level 1 to level 2, you're allowed to go 1 level up in your upgrade choosings. And in this case, you can make as well, again, your choices where you want to put this. I made my choices to put it in, again, a percentage, that you get a higher chance of a mutation. Because there are special plants that you can get, by example a common, a rare or an epic, that I explained to you in the composter video. So my chances are a little bit higher. And you can also put something in here. Once I go to this place, from here you can go to the left, but I did not make this choice yet. And of course the water overflow, this is a required level 1, so you don't need level 2 for this one. But once you put more grow stations, because this one is 5 out of 5 and this one is 5 out of 5, so then you can place 10 more grow stations than normal, you're allowed to go up in your list. So once you press this scroll up button, you will go to the next page and you can go higher in your upgrade choices. In this case you will come to this place here, because this one is already from the first tab. So this is the second tab, so you can do at least more grow stations. I am at the moment on level 3 of 5 and I want more grow stations. So I kept some Elysium in reserve so I can show you how this will work. At the moment I showed you in the menu that I have 20 out of 20 grow stations. And now when I go up in this menu to this red one, because it's not full yet, and I want to make an upgrade and I want to make another upgrade, you will see it will turn green because I reached the max of this upgrade. And here in the fake in the background you can see that I have upgraded my grow stations and I'm allowed to have 2 more. So what will happen? Let me look where I leave them for the moment. Oh, here is my spare. I want to place 2 more grow stations. And now if I go to farm menu, you can see I'm 20 out of 22. So I have room for 2 more of these grow stations. So I can place them now down. And when I show you now in the menu, I have 22 of 22. So the upgrades will make your life a lot easier because you're allowed to grow more plants. So your Elysium will grow faster. And maybe the special plants you're after. You can even go higher. There's even a level 3 skill requirement, that is this one that I just did. And when you go higher to this one, you can see required level 4 in your tree. And I'm not there yet, but once I reach that stage, I'm allowed to even place 5 more grow stations. And the same is counting for other things that you are allowed to upgrade. I can show you that in the start menu. So once I go back in the tree, these are the upgrade choices that you can make for your grow stations. But there's also, in this case, the plants. When you hover over this book, you will see it stands on plants at the moment. When I, with my left mouse button, click once on this book, this menu will change, in this case, to bushes. If you want more bushes, you're allowed to have more bushes. Once you, in this case, level 1, you're allowed to have 5 more bushes. On your tree level skill 2, you're allowed to have 6 more bushes. And once I go up, and you can see, and this is tree level 3, I'm allowed to have 7 more bushes. And I'm not sure if it even goes higher. Yes, it will go higher 1 more. And skill level 4 of the tree, you can have at least 8 more bushes. And the bushes are a very nice thing to have because you don't have to water them. You just place the bush of your choice on the floor and it will grow automatically. In this case, it will take 10 hours and 8 minutes to produce one of these things. And I have them here. And this is a sunburst. Every time it grows, it will make me 13,500 in money. So you can see here, this is the bushes of my wife. She has a lot of bushes ready now, so once she comes home from work she can harvest them, and she has this time's amount 13,500. The bushes to buy are 100,000, but in I think 9 cycles, the money will be returned to you in what you spend, and after the 9th or 10th cycle you only will make profit from them. So that's an easy profit, and it will produce Elysium. I will go back to this and I will go back to the bushes space. So you can see you can make more bushes. There's not much else here except for to be able to place more bushes. And once you go back in the menu, in the starter, and you want to go to the different one, there is an option crops, but it's not implemented yet by the maker of Pyrofarming, so this will come probably in the future. So what it will do, I am not sure. We will see in the future. And you have an option that is called vanilla. There are not many options in there, but a few that you can take notice of. I have placed 3 upgrades in this one. That is vanilla farming. So you have a little bit more chance to obtain +1 item from harvesting any crop. And I placed in some here that I gain an 8% experience from harvesting crops. So when you have a big farm like we have and you farm a lot of potatoes, there's an extra chance in it. And I put in here some further increases chances of 6% that you will make a better yield. And this one is that you cannot more longer trample your crops. On our server this is not necessary because we don't have trample crops on your own claim. But once you have that on your server, this is a nice one to have, so you cannot destroy your crops anymore by walking over it. And then you are allowed to go to the right and allows you to right click crops to harvest them. This will automatically replant the seeds. So once you have a more vanilla style server, it's easy to have this one because it will automatically replant the crops for you. We have a hoe with a book that's called Replanter, so we don't need this one. But it depends. If you need it on your server, you can use it. You can scroll up in this menu and have one more option here for the skill level 2, what I already showed you, but for the rest there is no skill level 3 or 4. I think that will probably come in the future, that he will add more options here. But this is the skill tree and the things you can do with it. And there's one other button here. When you make some bad choices in the start, you cannot reset everything, but some skills you can. Once you put this option in, you will gain all your Elysium back from what is to be reset. You will see in the start how much Elysium you will get back, probably not all that you invested. But then you can make new choices. By example, if you don't want this water tanks anymore, and this is allowed to reset, I do not know, I will not test it. Because I have made my choices and I will stay with my choices. And if you don't get all your Elysium back, I will never to be able to put it back in. But if you don't want more grow stations and you want more bushes and you will get some of this Elysium back, you can invest it then back in your bushes. So I want, by example, a bush. So I will click on now on the bush and I have an extra bush place. So there's a lot of options in this skill tree. I hope this helps you clear it out a little bit, that you understand your possibilities, what to do and what not to do, or where you want to maybe invest your Elysium. I would say have at least a nice variety of bushes that you're allowed to place and a nice variety of grow stations. So you have a constant turning and yield turning for Elysium, but as well for all kinds of harvestable crops, because you need some special crops, and in this case I have some special crops like liliteers you will need for the upgrades that I showed you in the composter, and bright gloomspit and dim gloomspit. There are some things here that you will especially need for your upgrades. And my wife is making for me, this case, what is it? The wasabi she's growing for me. Because I need some wasabi plants to make more of these skulls. So you can have a different type of temperature that you can adjust, what I showed you in the composter. I hope did help a little bit. And then I will see you on the next video that I will make about the grow stations. Then I will say thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something. And if you do, please like and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one.